empowering people's potential. That's what I'm seeking to do. Because deep down inside in all of us, man, we were born and destined to be and do more than what we're doing now. And there's so many men out there that are not living their best life. I'm one of them. I was one of them. I'm on my journey. I'm taking control. I'm taking control of my life. I'm taking back what's mine, and I'm gonna rewrite my story. Everybody's journey is different, right? To where we are, to at the point of time when we look and reflect on our life and say, "Man, this ain't for me, man." And, whether you're feeling stuck or at your 9 to 5, or maybe in a relationship, or both, or all. You know what I mean? And life can get daunting and just keep giving you uppercuts and uppercuts, and you want to give up. But the point is, man, we got to rise up and get some of that strength back, that inner strength. But we got to change our mindset. You know what I mean? How we perceive ourselves and how we look at ourselves and how we look at the outside world. And it's a journey. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard, but we can do that. For me personally, this is my first thing that I'm putting up. But for me personally, I'm going to just be vulnerable and share my story. I'm an ex-addict and an ex-alcoholic with depression issues, anxiety issues. And, it's been kind of it's been a rough ride, you know what I mean? For myself. And my life, it started off good, you know what I mean? I was full of confidence. I was a crazy athlete, full of confidence, great with the girls, can get any girl I wanted, had a bunch of friends, very social, all that stuff. And then, I ended up getting into drugs very early, very, very early. And smoking weed first, which led to cocaine, which led to ecstasy. I mean, if you name it, I was probably gonna try it. Acid, everything. And that slowly started chipping away at my self-confidence, slowly started chipping away at how I carried myself, which kind of led me to stop being an introvert, not caring about my appearance anymore. And then at 18, then at 18, had my first child. So that kind of woke me up a little bit. And so I didn't grow up with parents. My dad was never there. My mom was an addict and worked all crazy hours and always sleeping and depressed. And so she was never there. I pretty much raised myself from a young age. So when this girl got pregnant, I told myself, I'm gonna make this work. Like I'm gonna be there for my children. No matter what, I'm gonna be there for my children. So there was a little transformation in my life. All of our lives have peaks and valleys. And I'm just sharing one of my little peaks and valley stories with you. Maybe you can relate, or maybe not. So, and I'm 18 years old, having a child. You know what I mean? Got to do what we got to do, right? So I got a job, and I started off, as a little yard guy, but I worked my way up to eventually becoming a foreman at a young age, 22 or 23. Company truck, company phone, credit, all that stuff. So life was doing good, especially at 22. I was over exceeding everybody around my age at that time. Had a 2,400 square foot, 3-bedroom house, just maybe 2 years prior to becoming from becoming a foreman. So everything was good. And I was drinking and alcohol, but the drugs, the cocaine and the weed, I stopped doing for a very long time. But I was still drinking. I was still acting a fool with the drinking, to the point where I'd drink till I just black out, pass out, angry, hated life, hated my parents, hated everything. So I drank to pass out, but I was still being a functionable alcoholic, you know what I mean? And still was working full time, 40, 50, 60 hours a week to just provide and have the better, the better things in life. And then I was introduced to OxyContin in the early 2000s, and then that's when it slowly started happening again, because that just made me feel, it took all the pain away, it took all the loneliness, it took all the insecurities, and I just felt like Superman again. That little kid that was so confident and could do anything in the world, that was back, but in a negative fashion. It was back because of this damn drug. And so it was a good probably 5-6 years of dealing with the addiction of OxyContin. And in between, there was arrests, DUIs, many arguments with the wife, and I was just a mess. And I didn't give a shit. I was very selfish, and as long as I was pleasing myself and I was happy, I didn't care who I was destroying around me, my children, my wife. I was very selfish and living in my head, and as long as with this falsely sense of happiness with these drugs, then, get out of my way. And to be quite honest, I was still being a freaking child at 20-something years old. It took me literally, I'll tell you, till I was 35 to literally become a man. Because you want to know what happened then? You look yourself in the mirror and you see who you are at that moment, what you stand for, and all the shit you messed up in life. And everybody you blamed, the world, your parents, but you never took any accountability. I never took any accountability for myself until that day. And in that moment, that's when my life started to change. And that's where we're at. That's what I'm hoping to get at, and to inspire some young men out there, or middle-aged, whoever. We're all struggling at different ages. But if I can inspire, it takes that one moment, man. It really does. To blame yourself, man. You got to. Damn, yo, this was my fault. It's my fault that my life is the way it is. It's my fault that I have no respect for myself, because you live inside your head, man, and you start telling yourself negativity is just gonna breathe like a disease, and you're gonna stop believing the reality inside your head. So if you think you're ugly and stupid and not smart enough and can't do that, or the world hates me and my parents weren't good enough and they should have had more money, or I should have went to a better school, whatever your excuses, that's exactly what they are. They're excuses. And all you're doing is prolonging to be the better man that you want to be. We all want to be better, man. I want to be better. I was sick and tired. I was completely and utterly sick and tired of the way my life was, because I knew deep down inside of me, and I was meant for more. I was born to be better. I was meant for more. Whether that was helping people, which I love helping people, man, and whatever it is. For me personally, it was to help people. I had to go through my life hell and finally face my reality that I'm the F up, and I had to fix a lot. And I've done so much reading on psychology and human behavior, and just because I wanted to better myself. I needed to be a better person. I was the miserable asshole nobody wanted to be around, even after becoming sober. I was just miserable. Wasn't a great talker. I just was introverted and just can care less about anybody. And I was like, I don't want to be like that, man. I want to share my stories. I want to be able to help people if I can, in any way possible, through my stories, through charities, through whatever. And so I know I needed a change. And it had to start within. It had to start with your mindset. You had to break down your life and just look at it. Like my family tree, for instance, is a tree of F-ups and a bunch of toxic people. So I had to get them people out of my life. I had to distance, as much as I love, I had to distance them from my life, because where I saw myself and where I wanted to be, financially free, confident, a businessman, you know, for me personally, but whatever your goals are, you have to get them toxic people out of your life, whether that's your mother, your brother, your cousins, your father, whoever they are. And you look at your family tree and you see nothing but a bunch of average Joe Schmoes, and you know inside your heart you're not average, and you're not content with being average. You're not cool with just working for somebody else, getting a paycheck, and having a vacation a year or some crap like that. Just average sucks, man. It sucks. At least for me it did. If average is cool for you and you are content with you and your wife making a living, having a vacation or two a year, I still think you can learn some things from me, especially if you dealt with depression, anxiety, alcoholism, or drugs. I still think I don't want to say learn, but I think you can relate to me, and I think we'd be able to help each other. But then as far as the financial part, man, average sucks, bro. I don't want to be an average person, dude. I want to be above average. I want to be a winner, man. I do. I was a winner for a very little time in my life, and it felt great. And then I've been a loser for most of my effing life, and I can't stand it. And it just took that one moment where I took responsibility for all my actions in life, all of them, and just started thinking, like, I gotta change. I gotta do this. You know what? This shit is possible. And I started feeding myself positive reinforcement, positive thinking. Yes, I can't do. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you truly are sick and tired of being uppercut by life and getting ran over by everybody and being invincible and barely scraping by, and renting a house instead of owning a house, or having some broke down piece of shit car, and you see all these people with nice cars, and I can be, but we have to put in the work, man. It's in there. The drive is in there. You just got to rebirth that. It's deep down inside. For some reason, way, rhyme, or reason, we killed it somewhere down in our path, and we all have different paths. Some effed up stuff happens to us, man. Some effed up stuff happens to people. And there's a lot of pain inside. You know what I'm saying? But we need to know how to motivate through life through that. We can't just sit and just take it. We can't just sit and deal with it. We have to keep moving forward, but moving forward in your mind, positivity. You know what I mean? So if it's been 1 year, 2 years, 5 years of just beating down yourself, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I'm too shy. I don't know how to talk. Whatever the excuses are, and that's exactly what they are. They're excuses. And you're going to be the same spot you are now and in 3 years and in 5 years, unless you start taking action. We got to take action. And I highly suggest start changing your mindset and how you think. Get rid of the negativity. Just get rid of it. And every morning, today's going to be a good day. Brushing your teeth, looking in the mirror, today's going to be a good day. I feel good. Listen, we have to learn to love ourselves again, man. I hated myself, man. I hated myself. I hated who I became, and which me hating myself, I hated the world, man. And looking back, it hurts, man. It hurts that I completely hated myself and everything I stood for. You know what I mean? My dignity, my integrity, gone. My inner strength gone. My mental strength gone. And I just couldn't. I hated myself, and I did nothing to break out of that. It was like self-pity or the blame game, or we have to break out of that shit. No matter if you're 22, 35, 42. If you find yourself in that blame game, it's everybody else but ourselves. That's where we got to change it, man. We have to stop blaming, start taking action, and slowly changing our mindset and our actions, right? Set a little goal for yourself. Once you can set a little goal and have some motivation, like some momentum, so don't set nothing crazy for yourself. A little goal, just a little, like I'm going to start doing 10 push-ups after work every day. Because health is crazy. Health is very important, man. There's a bunch of us out there that are just, you know what I mean, just not taking really good care of. And I was one of them. I had a very physical job, but I did drugs and drank and never really highly worked out. My physical job was my workout, and I kept my weight for, my same body weight for whatever. But with the drugs and the drinking and the smoking, cigarettes, but I quit smoking. I quit drinking. I quit the pills and the coke. I've been sober for like 7, 8 years. Nothing. Excuse me. So health is important. So just tell yourself, 10 push-ups after work every day. But before you know it, the 10 is going to be 15 and the 15 is going to be 20. I take walks every single day faithfully. It's been months and months and months. You know what I mean? Obviously, I do running now and working out, but my point is I started when the freaking light bulb finally came out, I started doing push-ups after work, excuse me, and then walking every night instead of watching TV, watching sports, watching your phone, as you want to start changing. I set myself a little goal, like 5 goals, 3 months. I had a year goal, so I made 3-month goal, 6-month goal, a 9-month goal, and then, your 12-month goal. And to see where I was at the end of the 12 months, man. And if you complete all that, there should be no excuses why you don't. You're winning. It's a W. You are winning. You're on your way to breaking out of the matrix, breaking out of your funk, breaking out of your negative mindset. And good things can happen. Good things can happen to you. You can change your life for the better for you, better for your children and your wife. Before I go, there's one thing too that I'm gonna talk about family tree and all the f-ups in our family tree. And I got a son that admires me. And before my light bulb moment, that one moment that can start changing their life, I looked at my son, he just loved me and admired me. I'm his dad, and he wanted to be like me. And in my head, I'm like, I don't want you to be, this was before, transforming you. I don't want you to be nothing like me, man. I'm an F-up. I'm an effing loser, dude. I don't want you to be like me. You know how much that hurt me? That killed me. But it's true, I don't want to be nothing like my dad. Nothing, my grandfather was an immigrant, 10 kids, hard worker. And I looked up to him. I think that's why I worked my ass off when I was younger, because I thought about my grandfather. 10 kids, immigrant, working 3 jobs to support 10 kids and his wife. You know what I mean? And that was back then as a young kid. Like, I gotta work hard, work like my grandfather did, to support my family. But then there comes a time when that gets old too. I was 28, like, why am I working for this dude and making his dreams come true? I need to start making my own dreams come true. But I digress. Back to my child before I go. Like, I didn't want him to be like me, man. And that hurt. That crushed me. And if you're in that same boat, and I'm sure it hurts you, man. It hurts you in your heart and in your gut. You got to do it for yourself first. Only yourself. But if you have children, you want more for them, and you want more for your grandchildren, and you want some kind of legacy, or you want to build something, man. It starts with you, man. Look in the mirror, all your faults, take blame for them. You know what I mean? But start correcting them, and have a goal, and start chipping away at your goal. A 3-month goal, man. Just a 3-month goal. You know what I mean? You ain't got to set the bar too high. Like, you ain't gonna be a millionaire in 3 months, bro. You're not. You know what I mean? But you can start changing the way you eat, what time you wake up in the morning, how you want to attack the day, what you do with your spare time, watching sports, you know what I mean? Watching freaking TikTok, no. Focus on yourself. Working out, taking walks, learning new skills. New skills is huge, bro. I've been a blue collar dude, brick and mortar. You know what I mean? I was like, dude, I don't want to own a business. I could already had, construct. I don't want to be in work jeans. I did that since I was 16 years old until 30 something, 30. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I'm going to learn new skills. I'm going to challenge myself. You know what I mean? And that's what I have been doing. That's what I'm doing. A lot more reading, a lot more, just learning new skills. But yeah, with that being said, if anybody finds this channel, man, that's awesome. If you can relate in any way, that's great. If you want to tell me F yourself, you don't know what the heck you're talking about, that's great too, man. I encourage people to leave comments, good or bad, man. I'm just trying to learn in this YouTube world. I generally just want to relate to people. I don't want to come across like I'm trying to give you a lecture, man. I've been through the ringer and back, dude. I really have. And it bothers me to know that there's a lot of men out there that felt like I felt lost, felt freaking deflated, man. No, man, we're men. We're born to be warriors, man. We're born to be warriors and defend this damn world, defend our family, defend yourself, man. We're born to be great. We're born to be warriors. We're born to lead. No more of the shell game, right? No more of the shell game. No more of the depressing game. No more of the shy game. Shy guys finish last, man. Shy guys will finish last. None of that. We got to fix our mind, our mindset, and start transforming our mind, our body, and our soul. I believe that. And you will be a better person. But until next time, thank you. Just want to inspire to find everybody's potential. That's all I want trying to do, man. And if we can relate and slowly help change some men out there, that's fantastic. All right, thanks. Till next time.